promo. Let me grab the worm. Oh.
Let me grab the worm.
We'll get some B-roll for this.
Let me grab the
Hold on,
worm.
I'm gonna get some gloves on. Are you filming already?
Of course.
Of course he is. So you guys, we are going to grab a worm.
I mean, like an earthworm? Like get out in the dirt and...
This could almost be an earthworm, but this thing came out of a child's bottom.
Whoa.
Buttocks.
Buttocks is
No,
rectum,
it's out of
perhaps.
his anus. I don't have a kid to show you because Mom didn't really want this one on blast.
This to be her son's debut on social media.
I don't blame her. So, let's see what we got.
We have like some sort of... What kind of bag is this?
This is just a sample bag.
Oh, hold on. Go back the other way. What should we read into that, huh?
It's just that don't eat from this.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
So are we like fishing with this, or?
Those rooms are all taken. We're gonna have to go this way. We're gonna have to go to a noisy room. What we have here is a 2-year-old who the parents called and said he's got worms. And I'm going, well, what do they look like? They look like tapeworms. And I know what tapeworms are. I'm going, no way, this is America. So I said, why don't you come bring them on in with a sample? And so, dun 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 dun. This is what they brought, folks. This is what they brought. Hi guys, I know you're excited to see this worm and we're gonna get right back to it, but I wanted to tell you that this video is being sponsored by Let's Get Checked. This is a program that will allow you to get labs done in your own home. They send it to you, it's discreet, and then a doctor will review these labs, a nurse will get back to you. I've used this program for my own testing, and I just wanted you to have this opportunity. Parents, grandparents, you can actually now have control of your own health by testing the labs that matter most to you. There's a men's panel, a women's panel, there's vitamin panels. Definitely get your vitamin D checked, hormone levels if it applies to you, and take advantage of this special service. We have a 20% discount using the discount code of DrPaul20, and back to your video on worms. You're gonna love it.
Oh, that looks like a piece of spaghetti.
That is a legitimate Ascaris lumbricoides, or a roundworm.
And this was in the child's rectum.
Yep.
Moving around.
They saw it in his bottom, they saw it in his poop. So, tapeworms have little segments like pieces of rice, just one after the other after the other. This is quite smooth and definitely it's not a whipworm, which actually almost looks like a circle, and it's not a pinworm. Pinworms are the size of a thread and about a centimeter at most. This is obviously 10 centimeters or more. Yeah, that's about 5 inches. There's my hand, outstretched hand. So that is about 5 inches long. And there's not little segments. This is definitely a roundworm, which is Ascaris lumbricoides. Ascaris is the #1 worm infection in the world. Now, I grew up in Africa. That's places where you don't have flush toilets, that are poor regions where sanitation is challenging. This is where you're most likely going to find this thing. It is a natural host. I mean, the natural host for Ascaris, for the roundworm, are humans and pigs. And what happens is, so the roundworm would be in my intestinal tract, or a pig's, and suck it in, doc. The roundworm would be in the intestinal tract, laying, I think it lays like, I can't remember if it's 20,000 or 200,000 eggs a day. And so it is possible to have such a large infestation of these things that you get a bloated belly. Come to think of it, when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I always had a bloated belly. I grew up in an African village, and I wouldn't be surprised if I had that, come to think of it. I swear, but I never knew, but I always had this, I just thought I ate a lot, but I really didn't. Yeah, I looked the part. Anyhow, the life cycle of this thing is those eggs, in this case, here's the clincher for why this all makes sense. This child lives on a small farm where generally they have pigs. They are currently, I think they don't have pigs they're raising cattle right now, but recently have had pigs. So those eggs would be in the soil. It takes up to a month for those eggs, if they're fertilized, to germinate. You play in the soil, somehow it gets in your mouth, gets into your intestinal tract. It's a really scary story of what happens with this thing. It invades the intestinal tract, gets into the bloodstream, where it goes to your lungs, matures there, goes through the wall of the lungs into your back down into your stomach, and then you get these things growing. So we'll show you a page from the CDC so that you can kind of visualize what I'm talking about. When you see that, it's like, that's amazing. People can cough these things, but they generally go through your intestinal tract. Good news is it's highly treatable. 3 days of mebendazole, which used to be called Vermox. There's another brand name now, and that should cure it. So we'll do test of cure in a couple weeks, and it's going to be a done deal, pretty sure. Obviously, if these eggs are still in the soil where this kid lives, he could reinfect himself, and so just have to be careful. But I thought you'd be fascinated to take a look at this baby. That's the nicest roundworm I've ever seen, and I've been doing this for 30 years. So there you have it. Thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Paul.